leaders should, I would say, perform, act, not react, but act proactively in terms of actually getting their teams to work together. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can start the session. I think we have about 20 people already, half of the session, half of the people. Maybe some will join us later. Yeah. Now, before I start, I would like to introduce you a little bit about me. Some of you have actually been with me in some other programs before. Right. My name is, I have a long name, Muhammad Shahrul Nizam Zuwal Kobli. Call me Shairo for short. Yeah, Shairo Kobli. So I am the principal consultant of Shairo Kobli Solution, a management consulting company based in Kuala Lumpur, but we have offices or businesses in the region of serving clients throughout the Southeast Asia region. So I have been working for the last 30 years, and for the last about 20 years working regionally, especially as consultants and learning facilitator. So that's about me. Yeah. So a bit about our company, who we are. We are, I would say, a boutique management consulting company. We specialize on leadership development and strategy translation. What we mean by strategy translation is that we assist organization in terms of getting it right, getting what are the actions that is required in order for the organization to be able to achieve their strategy, right? For those who have just actually joined us, welcome. Selamat datang, mabuhay. Again, to our webinar, 1 hour webinar. So that's a bit about the company. We are a regional company based in Kuala Lumpur, serving Southeast Asia. Yeah. All right. So what we do as a company, we have 4 different core programs or cluster. Our forte is in the area of leadership development. We also do professional certification. Then we have the strategy development and implementation cluster, as well as the entrepreneurship cluster. Quickly, in terms of leadership development, so what we do, we actually develop leaders. We develop leaders. Yeah, we develop leaders. We do other things as well, like succession planning, change management, competency development, and that sort of actually consultancy. Yeah. Now, the content of the webinar, right? This is where I think a lot of us are waiting for the content of the webinar. Now, what we're looking first later on is actually on the embarking on leading self, embark on self-leading. So I would say that self-leading, it begins with you, but it's not about you, right? We have participants from Indonesia, I suppose. Welcome to the session. Now we have 4 countries, different countries here in the session. Malaysia, Brunei, Malaysia, Brunei, Singapore, Philippines, and Indonesia. Welcome. Yeah. Now, again, yeah. The first area that we are going to touch is on about leading self. Why is it important? Why we need to understand ourselves before we lead others? So that's will be our focus in the area of leading or resilient leadership, you may call it. Yeah, that is the first one that we're going to actually talk about or discuss. Then again, the second one is about mastering the art of anticipation, predicting tomorrow based on what is happening today. So as a leader, the first thing that people look at us is our ability to bring them forward. I will talk about it later on. But then again, as a leader as well, we need to be able to understand what's happening within the organization and what's happening outside of the organization so that we can lead our team through the uncertainties, through the interruption, through the changes in the environment. Because like I said earlier, changes within the context of leadership is something that is constant. There will be interruption. There will be, I would say, changes, policy changes, market changes, and how do we position ourselves as a leader is very important. The next one is actually navigating with purpose, proactively planning with an agile implementation throughout leading, I would say, yeah, there will be a lot of interruption. We do have our plan, but then again, our plan should be agile. We should be able to predict probably what will change in the future so that we are ready with our contingencies. And again, this relate to trust because at the end of the day, our team members will look at us and say, boss or leader, how do we get out from here and going out to there so that we will be able to actually achieve what we need to achieve. So these are the three things that we will touch in the webinar. Now, I'd just like to share with you some statistics. Now, according to statistics, 50 to 67% of new leaders fail. Very interesting. It is more than half. When people are actually moving towards leadership position, more than half of them fail in terms of doing their duties as a leader. Now, we need to distinguish between leaders and managers. Yeah. Now, the basic fundamental assumption, or actually the basic fundamental differentiation of leaders and managers is that, well, managers do the PLC, planning, leading, yeah, organizing, controlling, and they actually use authority. They have subordinate, whereas leaders, they use influence, they use motivation. Yeah, they don't have subordinate, they have followers. People believe in them. So when we categorize and when we put this into perspective, more than half of the leaders or new leaders fail in terms of achieving what they need to achieve. That is the first fact. The second one is that, unfortunately, 93% of leadership programs fail to meet expectation. And a lot of organization, companies, if you actually put them in together in terms of actually the money they spend for leadership development is in billions of dollars throughout the world. Yeah. But then again, these are the things that is happening. You spend a lot of money, but 9 out of 10 developmental program that is being carried out, especially in the area of leadership development, fail to meet expectation. And this is something that probably, we did not aware of, but these are statistics. So we're going to discuss this, and I'm going to share with you. We don't have the solution per se, but we have recommendations how we can actually use the skill that we have to be resilient, how we can help our people navigate, through the changes, internal and external changes. So these are the areas that we are going to look at. Now, when we talk about leading, in the new era of leadership, we are not going up, but we are actually putting things in a different perspective now. Now, a leader still need to be managers. A leader still need to be managers. No, we cannot run away from that. Still. But then again, right? Leaders do a bit more than managers, right? I'm putting that perspective into 3 different areas. When we talk about the current leadership roles, especially when we have the intervention like the artificial intelligence, the IR 4.0, the Industrial Revolution 4.0. When we are talking about robotics, we are talking about artificial intelligence, when the team members sometimes are more knowledgeable than the leader. Okay? When team members are more knowledgeable than leaders. I think these are actually perspectives that we should actually put ourselves in. We, as a leaders nowadays, as a leader, we are not supposed to know everything. That is where we need our team members to complement us. Yeah. So when we talk about leading, the days when leader knows everything, are obsolete, are gone. And these are the era, these are the time when your team member but be more knowledgeable than you. So these are the things, yeah, these are the things that we need to consider. So when we talk about leading, yeah, we actually talk about being a motivator. Your teams are capable, you have competent people, but has throughout the time that we have actually experienced, sometimes people who are knowledgeable, who are competent, they do not have the motivation to do their job. So how do we deal with that? So leader, the first thing in this new era, they need to know how to motivate. They are a motivator. Leaders need to be motivated. This is in addition to their managerial capabilities. Yeah, that is fundamental. You cannot run away. You cannot be a leader without those managerial fundamentals. The planning, the organizing, yeah, the controlling. Those are the things that is fundamental as a manager. But I'm talking about the extension from a manager to a leader. This is something that we need to really understand. So when we talk about leadership role nowadays, we need to be motivators. We need to be a motivator. We need to motivate our team. Hey, we can, ask our team member, hey, why are you not actually performing? What's wrong? Yeah. So that's the first thing. Because when you are a leader, you need to ensure that people perform. That is the first thing. The second one is that you need to be a good communicator. Yeah, you need to be a good communicator. You need to communicate. You need to facilitate. And facilitation skills, according to World Economic Forum, yeah, is actually one of the soft skills that is now considered hard skills for leaders. Gone are the days when we are talking about hard skills, is our ability to do things functionally. Now, when we talk about leading, we talk about leaders, the hard skill is being able to communicate and to be able to influence people. Look, this actually what we need to do. This is our objective. This is our challenges. This is our this is our plan. This is our KPI. This is our contingencies. So these are the things that need to be considered. Motivator. Yeah. The next one is that a leader needs to be a uniter. Okay. What do you mean being a uniter? What do you mean being a uniter? Uniter means people that somebody who actually glue the team members together. A uniter is our ability to glue people together. Yeah. So we ask ourselves, yeah, if we consider ourselves as a leader, right? Are we doing this? Are we motivating the people? Do we have the skill to motivate? Do we have that capability to communicate well? Do we have the ability to unite our team members? Does the team trust each other? Trust. Yeah, trust means percaya, trust. I'm not sure in Tagalog what is it anyway. Yeah, trust. So these are the things. These are the things when we talk about leading, we are talking about motivating, ability to motivate. We are talking about ability to communicate. We are talking about uniting people. We are talking about trust. That is leadership. That's leadership is all about. Now, the next one, yeah, that I wanted to share in this webinar are what are the challenges? What are the challenges of being a leader? I think that the first challenges that we have is actually getting the right talent. Okay, but again, in certain organization, we do not have the ability to choose who will be working with us because we are on the receiving end. Yeah, because we are on the receiving end, so that we do not have the beauty or the chances to actually choose our team members. But we need to work with that. But then again, they are leaders who have that capability and the ability and the opportunity to recruit their team members, to choose their team members. Yeah. So those are the things. What the first one? Yeah. Getting the right people. Those are the challenges nowadays. The second one is actually environment. A lot of people left their job not because of actually they don't like the job, but because actually of they don't like the bosses. So how do we create an environment where people are happy to work, people have trust in the team, people have that ability to be open to each other, people who know where we are going or the team is going. So as a leader, well, number one, just now the challenges is about getting the right people. Number two is about retaining the right people. Yeah. How do we create that environment? These are challenges. Yeah, these are challenges. The third one is actually, of course, nowadays we are talking about remote working. Yeah, remote working. So people are everywhere. People are everywhere. So how do you motivate? Because sometimes people who work from their home, they will feel lonely. They don't feel affiliated with the team. So how do we as leader deal with that situation? Deal with that situation. So these are the things that would be, I would say, interesting to see. Yeah? Interesting to see. Yeah. Now, the next one is actually, do leaders assess their own capability? Do we, as leaders, assess our own capabilities? Like I said, probably you have, for those who have attended my session before, how many of us, at the end of the day, ask ourselves, what did I do good today? What did I did wrong today? How am I going to improve my wrong that I did today for me to be better tomorrow? So this is actually a challenge for many leaders in terms of doing their self-assessment. Yeah. So that's why I always say the thing is that if you want to be resilient, you need to be able to ask your team members for feedback. Yeah. You ask your team members, hey guys, how do I did last week? How do we did last week? And we need to be transparent. We need to be very frank. We need to be open about this, because at the end of the day, all of this, when they are openness, yeah, we will develop trust among the team members. But don't, in any circumstances, when you ask for feedback, yeah, then the feedback is not a very good feedback. What happened after that? You penalize the person who give you that feedback. So there is no trust. Okay, they do those other things. The next one is actually, how do we get our performance? How do we achieve our performance? These are challenges for everybody. For everybody, managers, leaders, but we're talking about leaders. How do we ensure people work? Some of them are competent, but they do not want to work. Some they do not know. It's okay. We can send them for training. They will work because of motivation. But then again, how do we ensure success? This is again where I would like to stress on that every employees would always ask themselves internally, what is it for me? If the leader cannot clarify, cannot communicate of the what is it for them, they will not be able to see their contribution. There is no motivation, and they will not participate. They will not collaborate with the rest of the team. Yeah. So these are challenges. The next one is evaluating performance. We have a lot of challenges as leader when we actually evaluating performance. Why? Because sometimes the measurement that was given to us is a bit subjective. Okay, a bit subjective. But then things has improved nowadays, yeah, by having a very meaningful KPIs, yeah, meaningful KPIs. Okay, these are the challenges. There are 7 challenges that I put in. The first, getting the right people. Second is actually retaining the good people. Then dealing with people who work remote, right, away from the office. Then our own internal capability, how do we improve ourselves? Because sometimes we are a bit biased. Number 5 is about how do we actually get trust. Yeah, how do we actually get trust from our team members? Number 6 is about how do we ensure that the team is going for performance. Okay, number 6, number 7 is about how do we evaluate performance and potential. These are the challenges, the key challenges in what we do as a leader. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can ask questions if you want, but through the chat box. Yeah, you can actually ask questions through the chat box. These are challenges. Now, we have to be resilient. So how do we live that? Now, of course, we have, I would say, a recommendation or solution to it. But then again, I'm going to share with you 3 most important elements that all leaders need to have in order for them to be resilient. Yeah. In order for them to be resilient, I'm going to share 3 things. 3 items that we need to get ourselves probably competent at. Yeah, so that we have the ability and the capability. The first one is embark on our self-leading. Self-leading is begin with us, but it's not about us. What does it mean? It begin with us, but it's not about us. Yeah. So the thing is, it's always about being able to lead ourselves first. Yeah. 60% of our effort in terms of leadership is about leading ourselves. If we cannot lead ourselves, we cannot be a disciplined person, we do not have the planning, we do not have confidence, then how are we going to lead others? Macam mana kita nak lead others? Sorry, if we have an international participant. Yeah? So how are we going to lead others if we do not have that? So the thing is that before we lead others, we need to be able to lead ourselves. But then how are we going to lead ourselves? Yeah? How are we going to lead ourselves? Now, there are 4 things that I always touch upon in my leadership program. The first one actually is self-awareness. Now, normally I would stop at self-regulation. Yeah, the earlier discussion we talk about, in the earlier classes, or for those who have attended my program, we always talk about self-awareness, self-reflection, and self-regulation. But today, I'm going to talk about self-motivation in addition to the 3. Now, for the benefit of those people who actually have not attended the program before, leadership program before, my leadership program before, so what does it mean by having the 3 things, 3 plus 1? Now, in order for us to be able to improve ourselves, we need to have this self-awareness. Remember, before lead others, we need to lead ourselves. If you are not resilient, your team will have that. You will mirror your behavior. The team will, he also is also not good into leading. But then again, fix ourselves first. Self-awareness. What good, what bad that we are doing now that have impact on our team members. That's why I always ask my participant, ask you again, How many of us, at the end of the day, ask ourselves, what did I do good today? What did I do bad today? How am I going to improve it? Right? That's self-awareness. Now, once you know what you do good or bad, then you have the second stage of self-reflection. Right? So how do you do self-reflection? Okay, I yell, I keep quiet, I keep information to myself. Okay, how that behavior impact on my team? Is it good? Is it bad? That is reflection. You know, I yell at my team. So should I yell? Is it okay for me to yell at my team? What if I did not do that? Is it better? Yeah. Why am I hiding information? If I give that information to my team, what impact does it have? So reflection is a stage whereby we ask ourselves, my behaviors and how does it impact other people? That's reflection. We're talking about leading self. Before we lead others, that's the first thing that we need to do is leading self. Yeah. Then the next one is self-regulation. Once you know, okay, this is bad. Tomorrow I'm going to do something that is better than today. Then you start regulating your behaviors. Yeah, you start regulating your behaviors. But again, of course, when you start doing it, it's going to be, I would say, a bit mechanistic because your subconscious mind has not actually put data on it yet, so it's going to be mechanistic. It's okay because competency is a habit, skill, knowledge, yeah, is a habit. So a habit of keeping on doing it, that's a habit, yeah, habit. So when we talk about habit, yeah, so of course new habits going to be mechanical. You cannot run away from that. Yeah. Now, that is the first three. Aware, reflect what you do, then regulate changes. But then again, of course, there are times that we are going to feel low in our motivation. We're going to feel down. You know, there is this saying in Malay, out down, katanya mean to say, are you down? Yeah. So, so when we talk about keeping that momentum going, we need to feed ourselves with motivation. Because these are fundamental. This is something that we miss. The ability to be consistent. And this is where the resilience comes in. Are we consistent? Are we actually going to come back if we fail? Are we going to put ourselves up when we are down? This is self-motivation. How do we do self-motivation? It's about talking to ourselves. It's about putting all the negative thinking, the overthinking away, out of the sight, and keep on motivating. You remember when we talk about leading, we have few other people who is depending on us. They are depending on us. They are depending on us. They look at us. Yeah. These are very important. So the four areas, the four things that we need to do before we even talk about leading others is about leading ourselves. And how do we lead ourselves? By improving our behaviors, because behaviors will eventually become habit that produce performance. Leadership is a habit, it's a behavior. So, like I said, aware, reflect, regulate. The new one is motivate ourselves. Motivate ourselves. That's the four interval leading. So when we talk about the reason why we need to lead ourselves, because there are four things that I wanted to share. The first one is personality. People will see how you behave. What are the behaviors that you are portraying or demonstrating? People look at that. People will judge you. Hello? Based on that. Hello? Okay. People will judge you based on your habits, what you do, your behaviors. Yes, so those are the things. Those are what we call personality. People look at you. Yeah. The next one is your leadership style. Like I said, there is no leadership or good or bad leadership. Yeah, there are no because leadership style or context will actually depending on situation. What are the situation, and you may have different leadership style. Okay, now I have a question for Aisha. Yeah, Aisha, in a case where I'm not blessed, right, with the right person on my team who is quite uncontrollable, come to office at his own timing, does not accept any advice, does whatever work he feel like doing, rejecting whatever ideas I put in, whatnot, and he is more senior than me. How do I manage, create trust, and communicate with this person? Okay, that's a very interesting question. Let me answer that question first. Yeah. Now, coming back before the answer, I will finish this first. Aisha, I will finish this one first so that I will actually able to answer your question later on. Yes, sekejap. Right. Okay. Let me go back to this the slides. Okay. Now, so we are talking about why do we need to manage, right? Why do we need to manage now? Okay. Okay. Now, before I answer that question, let me actually go back to the personality. This one, for that I will answer the question. Yeah. So when we talk about leading, self-leading is about personality, having the right personality because people will see what you do. Right. That's the first one. The second one is there is no one leadership style that is actually good at any time because leadership will depend on situation, right? I will share with you later on. And what is your impact on people? This is what we call presence. Yeah, this is what we call presence because presence is about personality. So you may be asking me, what is actually present? Present is when people look forward to see. People look forward when you are in the room because they feel that you can be trusted, you can actually guide them to get the right answer. That is presence. And people are happy that you are there. That is presence. So when we talk about understanding ourselves, we ask ourselves, do I have got that personality? Do I know what are the right style at the right point of time? And what is my impact on people? Do I have got that presence? Yeah, do I have got that presence? So present is about what? Present is about when people look forward for you to be there with them. That is presence. Yeah. It's not that when they see you, he is coming or she's coming, it's going to be bad, it's going to be very troublesome or whatnot. But we want a situation whereby when you are there, people will say, yes, he's here. He is somebody who we can trust. Now, coming back. Now, how do you deal with a problematic person? Yeah. And that probably have sort of actually I would say we have challenges in dealing with certain people. Now there are two, I would say, in theory and in practice as well, there are two reasons why people do not want to work. There are two reasons. Yeah. The first one is that they do not know how to work. They do not know how to. So the first, I would say the first type of people is quite simple and straightforward. They do not know, they will teach them how to do it. Right? Provided they have the motivation to work. Right? Now, the second type of people is when he do not want to work. We know that he can do it, but he may not want to do it. Special circumstances. How do we deal with this type of people as a leader? Right? The first thing that we need to do is that we need to ask ourselves, before this he performed, has he worked? What was his performance before this? Has he done this before? If yes, need to say there's a changes in terms of probably level of motivation. Yeah. Because why? if he has done this before and it works, then he actually, I would say, suddenly change in terms of behavior. He do not want to do it. He refused to do it. There must be reason to that. This is where we as leader we need to understand the concept of, I would say, analyzing performance problem. Why people do not want to work. Now, maybe for them, not working is rewarding. Okay? Not working may be rewarding for them because probably there is no consequence management. There is no effort before to actually deal with that particular person. Yeah. I just want to share one situation. We have a very senior officers. This is in the government, yeah, one of the senior officer, and waiting for retirement. Waiting for retirement. The director or the deputy director actually have requested for her to do things, but it was not moving. It seems that she is reluctant to do, and she feel that, well, I just don't want to do it. I'm waiting for my retirement. Okay, maybe I'm going to give this as indirect answers to Aisha questions. Yeah. Now, the thing is, they call for my assistant in term of intervention. How should we deal with this? Now, after some, I would say, conversation, I realized that, yeah, that particular person who is very knowledgeable, competent, feel that she was slighted. She was not involved. She was not called for opinions. She was not actually, she doesn't feel that she is being acknowledged. So because of that, she feels that I'm shutting down. I have 2 years to go before my retirement. I'm shutting down. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to work by rules. So I asked that particular deputy director, why don't you, because she have a lot of knowledge. So why don't you ask her to be, involved in projects? Don't ask her to be in charge, but ask her to be the subject matter expert as a start, because they are worried if, let's say, we put her in as the person in charge, probably, the thing will not be completed because she may not want to do it. But we have somebody as the project manager or project leader, then we put her in as the subject matter expert. Now, when we put her into the project, she feel acknowledged. She start contributing. Yes, she started contributing. She's a bit more proactive because why? Before this, she feel that she was like that. She feel that she was, people don't acknowledge. We're not talking about respect, acknowledge. Yeah. So the thing is, I may not have that answer because for Puan Aisha, but then again, what I'm trying to say is that we as leader, we need to do some analysis. Why did this person did not do it? But before this, she can do it. Is it because she feel or he feel that if I don't do it, nothing will happen? There is no consequence. That's the first thing. So he is motivated by the non-consequence. There is no consequence of action. Yeah. But if, let's say, he have that ability to contribute, we can always communicate, rope him not as the leader but as the contributor. That might change the whole perspective, because at the end of the day, he is competent, he is able, but he's not contributing. There must be a reason for not contributing. Maybe slighted, feel slighted, maybe not acknowledged and whatnot. But then again, it's not our job also to acknowledge, kan? It's not our job. But at least we are aware of what is wrong with him. Now, a lot of us have this, me myself as well, ability to do analysis of what happened in the team. Right? No. I hope I answered that question for a while. Yeah. Let me move on to the next one, i.e., mastering the art of anticipation, predicting tomorrow based on today. So, how do we do this? Now, as a leader, I think I shared this before as well, but I'm going to share it again. As a leader, we need to have three thinking capabilities. Three thinking capabilities. What are those capabilities? Thinking high, thinking long, thinking deep. Thinking high, thinking long, thinking deep. Thinking high, what does it mean? Thinking high means we should be able to see things at a helicopter view. Okay. We need to adopt to how Google Map framework, when actually you need to see the big picture. Yeah, you are able to see the big picture. Once you are able to see the big picture, then you are able to actually understand what's going on. Yeah. So thinking high is our ability to see the big picture. As a leader, this is very important. Thinking high. Right? Then we need to be able to thinking long. We need to be strategic. We need to be able to understand what might change the environment. What are the areas that might change the environment? That is thinking long. So we have an ability to think high and think long term, think big picture, right? And then in order for us to understand and be able to predict and understand what might happen in our organization or our team that might have actually impact the intervention, outside intervention or whatnot, so we need to be able to think deep. And this is more important. Being able to be analytical. Able to be analytical. So how analytic we can be depending on what type or actually our thinking style, right? Thinking pattern. Now, I think some of you have heard this before, but I'm going to actually repeat that again. Yeah. The first one, when we talk about thinking deep or analytical, is being beach bum. What is a beach bum? Beach bum is when we are sitting on the beach and we look at the sea and we feel that we understand the sea. We are so lazy to go and actually explore. We, through our knowledge, through our experience, okay, that is the sea. We understand what the sea is all about. So that is the worst analytical, right? The second one is being a snorkeler. Snorkeler is when you are able to swim and see what's probably 5 feet or 10 feet down the sea. You can see, oh, okay, this is actually what the sea looks like from 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet. You go deeper. This is what I call analytical. Analytical, type 2. Then we have the third one. The third one is what? The third one is diver. Diver is a person who goes out and explore the sea. Better than the beach bum, better than the snorkel. So they go in depth. They actually do analysis. Okay, what is inside the sea? Okay. Is it good enough? Not yet. Right? But it's good enough, but not yet. They can be a free diver, meaning to say you are able to explore the uncharted sea. Because well, if you are a diver, you go to the area that is considered safe. So your thinking would be able to, is actually, I would say, limited to the boundary of that areas. But if you are a free diver, you explore new things. So as a leader, when we talk about being able to anticipate the future, it's about our sensitivity and our analytical capabilities. We must be able to be seen as a person with big picture, thinking high. We must be strategic enough, thinking long. We must be analytical enough to be able to go depth in the issues that we are analyzing. So that is the strategic landscape that we are talking about. Yeah. So the next one that I wanted to share is a bit in terms of the topic that we are talking about today is about being able to be intelligent, strategically intelligent. What does it mean? Yeah. So you have the ability to think high, to think long, to think deep. That will be able for that is something that you need to be able to be, I would say, somebody who have foresight and visioning. Foresight and visioning. You'll be able to actually scan through, understand what are the threats, what are the opportunities, what are the strengths of your team, what are the weakness of your team. Then from day on, you will be able to provide guidance. You are able to probably do the visioning, the missioning of the team. By doing that, you know, okay, this is what we are here for. This is our supposed, I would say, contribution as a team. And by having that, yeah, knowing where we are going, understanding the future, the threats, yeah, then we can actually partner the right people, partner the right supplier, partner the right customer, so that we will be able, at the end of the day, yeah, to maintain the team motivation by having them understanding the whole processes. Ladies and gentlemen, your team now might be more knowledgeable than you. So it's not that we as a leader, we have all the answer. No, we don't have that. As a leader, we need to facilitate the knowledge, the skills of our team members so that we will be able to decide on the right, I'm talking about we as a team, be able to make the right decision, to be able to execute the right processes. So gone are the days when leaders knows everything. Yeah? The future is where you have artificial intelligence, you capitalize on AI, you capitalize on the Internet of Things. Yeah? You have all the information, but you may not have the answer. And this is where you need to actually understand that your team may have the answer. Yeah? Your team may have the answer. So that's the thing. Leading ability to lead with strategy intelligence, right? That is the thing that you need if you want to be resilient. Now we move on to the third one. Yeah? We have 5 more minutes. Yeah, 5 more minutes. Yeah? Navigating with purpose, proactive planning with agile implementation. Like I said, there's a lot of intervention. Things change. Things change. There's a lot of technology intervention, new things and whatnot. So, mean to say, whatever you plan today, there will be some interaction tomorrow, maybe. So, as a leader, we need to be agile. As a leader, we need to understand and to be able to anticipate what might be the changes, and we should be able to prepare our team to handle this. That is where the ability to think high, low, and deep plays a very, very important role. So, as a team member, they will look at you. Hi, Puan. Hi, Madam. Hi, Mom. Hi, Papa, or whatever it is. Now, how are we going to do this? You may not have the answer. You may not have the answer, but then again, okay, you can facilitate the team members. Look, this is where we are now. What do you think? Okay. What do you think? Facilitate discussions. We need to facilitate discussion. So when we talk about agile, so I will always use this methodology, yeah, because why this is a very, I would say, systematic way of strategic thinking, systematic way of actually making the planning, but then again, still maintaining the agility. Yeah, still maintaining the agility. The first one is actually, this is something that is developed by Haynes Strategic Center for Strategic Management. The first thing, as a leader, we need to agree with our team. What do we want to achieve? What is our desired outcome? Second, how do we know that this actually something that is, I would say, achievable or something that we have achieved? And then ability to do our own SWOT, ability to come up with, I would say, the current state assessment. Are we able to do it or not? Right? You know where we know what we want to achieve. We know actually the KPIs. We know the SWOT, the internal external analysis. We completed that. Then we know, okay, but after completing the SWOT, now where are we now? Are we able to do this or not? If we are able, what is our action plan? If we are not able, what is our strategies to enable it? So from understanding of internal, external, then you have the current state assessment. Now, when you have the current state assessment, then you go through the, I would say, the core strategy, coming out with the core strategy, coming out with the priority action plans. Not forgetting E. What is E? E is that your ability to anticipate what might happen in the future. We need to anticipate what might happen in the future. Yeah. So this is what we call the future environmental scale. If something happened, is there any intervention? Is there any interruption? Right? What are we going to do? What is our action if there is any interruption or challenges? By having this, I would say, template, yeah, it will help us in terms of navigating our team, yeah, through the rough seas, yeah, through changes. And these are the three things that is very important in a leader for the next 2-3 years. What is it? Ability to lead ourselves, ability to think strategically, and yet ability to be agile. And this is actually something that we, of course, as a leader, something that we want to achieve. So then again, you can also do this actually. Yeah, you can have this as a tools, right? Your desired outcome, your measurement of success, your SWOT analysis, right? And how do we get there? What are the core strategy? What the action plan? And what might go wrong? And how are we going to deal with this, the interruptions? So these are the tools that you can use immediately after the webinar. Right? The tools that you can use immediately after the webinar. I will actually share with you the slides later on after the webinar. Right? For those who wanted the slides, you can actually just put in your email address on the chat, and we'll be able to actually provide it to you. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the 1-hour webinar. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those questions. Yes. There are questions now. Okay. Okay. Before that, just actually share our me, right? Okay. All right. Aisha is actually requesting. Okay, as well. Okay. And do follow us as well. And do follow us in our social media. We are on the social media. Instagram, Shahrul Kobli _official. Then we have our own Facebook as well. Shahrul Kobli Solutions. Yeah. And our website is asia-leadership.com. So follow us, right? If you want the slide, I will give it to the slide. Thank you for the, okay, I think that is the end of the session. Yeah, if you have questions, you can just put them in. Thank you, Ms. Ho, for the Mr. Ho for the as well. Yeah. Is it okay for us to okay, is it okay for us to do a picture together, group picture? Boleh tak? I think Intan can help us to do the group picture. Can we open the camera so that we can do a group picture together? Thank you. Boleh buka. We can open the ni. They are 3 all together. Oh, Elena is here. How are you, Elena? All right. Nice.
I'm good.
Okay. So I will end the recording dulu. I can end the recording, yeah. Okay. Veteran is here as well.